So it's not a common thing that someone we would call a libertarian or a conservative, particularly a conservative, is calling for civil disobedience. That's something we would associate more with someone like Martin Luther King. But so what is this rebellion of civil disobedience that you call for in the book? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about first the regulatory state, and I am also talking about the kinds of things that affect ordinary people going about their lives in ordinary ways. So Doug, I want to get a couple of things on the table. I'm not against all regulations, and I'm also not going to go into a long disquisition about Dodd-Frank and how that affects the financial industry. I'm coming at it from a very simple point of view. One of the main things that the American project promises is that people can live their lives as they see fit as long as they let everybody else do the same and don't bother anybody. That's kind of at an end. I mean, if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to hire employees, if you're trying to put a deck on your back porch, there are all kinds of things where you can't live your life as you see fit because we've got thousands of rules that sometimes are pretty silly in themselves and other times are enforced. And that's what I'm going after.
I renovated a 100-year-old house in downtown Atlanta over the course of many years, and don't tell anybody, but I never pulled a building permit. I wouldn't be able to get away with that today. But also in hindsight, I realized that it actually would have been better if I had pulled a building permit. There were some things, the way that work was done at times, that actually it would have been done better if I had actually followed the rules instead of doing an act of civil disobedience like what you call for here. But how do we balance these things? The reason the regulation is there on the deck is to make sure that when you have your Christmas party, the deck doesn't fall off and everybody get hurt.
That should be it. And you know, if you have regulations that specify that a tunnel in a coal mine has to be really strong, that's fine. And there are all sorts of other regulations I have no problems with. But let me give you a couple of examples to give us a sense of where I'm talking about civil disobedience. And these are real examples that I'm about to give. There is the case of the brick factory in Pennsylvania that was told to replace its railings on staircases at a cost of several $1,000s. Now, it's okay to say there should be railings on open stairwells. That's fine with me. But they had to replace them because they were 42 inches high instead of the specified 44 inches high. There is the bartender who was fined $3,000 for failing to card a customer. It's not unreasonable to want to keep kids out of bars. The customer she failed to card was her father. Think about that for a minute. There's a dentist friend of mine who just told me a couple of weeks ago that she had to spend several $1,000s replacing a compressor because the label on it was paper instead of metal. Don't ask me the details of this because my reaction to her was, huh? Are you serious? And she looked me in the eye and said, I'm serious. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. And the only way the government gets away with enforcing rules in this really stupid way is because we can't afford to fight. If that woman dentist had said, this is ridiculous, I'm going to fight this, the bureaucrat who was enforcing it would have said, good luck with that, because you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars and then you're going to lose. I want to give a way to push back. I want to give a disincentive to regulators to enforcing either stupid regulations or enforcing them in stupid ways. I want to see some legal defense funds.